hosts, and welcome to another Minecraft stream. Today we are continuing with our task of building out our fractal world. So let's get right onto that. There we go. Wow, there's a massive pod of dolphins down there. Just gonna throw some random items into storage. Like that. We've got bamboo ready. I'm gonna start up you. Like that. And we are going to continue laying down all that stuff once I've loaded there. All right. Come to a good landing. Like that. We typically need that every time we go. We'll continue. Putting this layer on. All right. Like that. What was I going to talk about for today? Well, I am not sure. That's a gap that I don't have to bridge across. That's good. Oh, I saw Adam Savage working on his fractal vice, and where he numbers or names the parts and actually creating a coordinate system for fractals is an interesting task. And for the real Sierpinski carpet, actually pretty trivial. There is there's 8 pieces, so you can just number everything with a couple of bits. Couple of bits and 3 bits. That makes sense. Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah, with 3 bits, which is quite neat. But with this arrangement, you have a slightly more complicated situation because things actually overlap a little bit. And you have to make a decision about who owns what area. There we go. There. All right. I wonder if it's... You might actually use the overlapping nature to define things. Like you call the central void 1. Then 1, so that's 1 part 1, 2 part... for the first 2 levels you don't have to worry about overlapping, but you name these ones there by the squares that they overlap into. That makes sense. Like that. All right. Makes... So you get a sort of like a corner of type naming scheme. I think that would make sense for this structure. All right. Actually, if that's the case, and we call each side, we give the outside world a numbering. So that would be central void. This would be void overlapping up and right. And these would be void overlapping... this one's the complicated one there, because there's 2 on those sides. Right, that way. Well, yep, that's fine. Go like this, coming back. Making sure we aren't missing anything. All right. That is fine. Or we could name them relative to their... No, we have to name them according to what's overlapping. Otherwise, we get ambiguous numbers for some of these. Hello, Bebob. How are you? I hope you are doing well. Now, there. All right. And that's done in there. We'll get that moving here. Why did I go like that when I could Could have used that as a guide. I don't know. Aha. Let's see if we can get to my bed by jumping down that hole there. Alright, oops. Just, oh, very nice. And a nice little landing as well. There we go. You're going very good. Good to hear. I'll deposit that down there. That's loading up. Reload on bamboo, and we'll continue building out this level of our fractal. Oh, we just made that landing. A little bit more momentum. We've flown off the side. Alright. There we go. You come back like that, and then we'll zip along there. Alright. You're going fine. We'll go like that. And we'll continue our bridge there. So basically we're putting bridges on top of our huts. Then the next level is just a thickening of this level down here, which will make it a lot simpler, because we don't have to worry about walking there. All right. So this is a variant of a Mengsar cube, which is a type of fractal made out of a cubic form of the Sierpinski carpet, which is a neat little fractal, partially because, like all fractals, it is somewhat between dimensions, being not quite three-dimensional and not quite two-dimensional, even though it feels pretty three-dimensional. It doesn't respond to scaling the same way a three-dimensional object would. If we doubled the size of most three-dimensional objects, their volume increases, well, their surface area increases by a cube. However, this doesn't. It increases by about 20, log 20 over log 3, approximately. There. All right. And we go like that. I really actually enjoyed logarithms when I first discovered them, because they neatly turn multiplication problems into addition problems. There's a nice sort of ooh, I'm going to say isomorphism type situation going on, where it allows you to convert difficult tasks into simpler tasks by changing how they are imagined. Yeah, all right. And there. And that's, in a way, a key behind all mathematics and programming. Think about it. That's one of the key things in in programming. If in doubt, add another layer of abstraction. There. Of course, you then run into what is called the law of leaky abstractions, which is that no matter what you're doing, the complexity of the lower levels will sneak into higher abstraction layers. There we go. We can finish that off here. All right. Now we can go along this way. Continuing with our tradition of making bridges. There we go. Come on. Sometimes it misbehaves. Now we're going for time. Time is going good. Time in game is going good as well. Although I am missing those. That's why I felt that something was wrong. And that was it. Missing those bridges there. We've got to work out how to probably lightning protect this structure. Okay. We've got this going up here. This is one that goes all the way. That's neat. There. As I was saying before, with how periodic this thing is, it would be interesting to Fourier transform it in some way and see how it sort of repeats. I think there was a paper that allowed you to actually estimate the fractal dimension of an object by looking at its Fourier transform, which would be very cool. All right, you're closed off like that. Go. That's fine. And we go like that. Fill you in there. Awesome. Now, we've got that. Oops. Oh, yeah, I should do the the lead stuff later on as well as a video. Because the way that leaded fuel works and why they used to put lead in fuel is a complicated story. But the chemistry is very interesting. Unfortunately, one of the aspects of it is that there's a big bit of the chemistry that's just not fully understood. They don't actually know why the exact mechanisms of why lead stops knocking. Alright. Up there. Go like that. Oh. Let's see how... It's a little bit too heavy on the landing, but otherwise very good. This is my bamboo farm, which gives me good supply of bamboo, and it's constantly generating bamboo while I wait. Alright, I should get more into the habit of killing my momentum just as I'm landing. Sort of effectively like a flare. Right. Actually, think physically it would be a flare. There. So like going up, which reduces your velocity at cost of height. The problem I've been having doing that is I tend to come in a bit too hot, and that results in me sort of floating on landing rather than actually landing properly, which is something that happens with real pilots too, so that's kind of realistic. And that goes like that. All right. There. That was one of the problems that I had with the water modeling in Factorio, if I recall correctly, was that you could get water sloshing back and forth and oscillating, and basically water hammer. And some people complained that that wasn't very realistic when it actually was. Right. Talking about water hammer, we have some rain. Good old rain. Should talk about how clouds are not objects but systems at some point as well. I think we've finished with this level. Let's climb up the ladder and have a look. I'm looking for any bits that have gotten missed. Although, when we go through the second level of this, no, that looks all good. Excellent. go. So we'll continue along here and just copy the layer directly below us, up one. And then we get to the tricky bit, because this is going to be the 4 towers. I think it would make the most sense we build up each tower individually till we get to the top of the void. So I think, among other things, that gives us a good way to pace ourselves. That's the wonderful thing about a fractal. It subdivides into an infinite number of a finite number of tasks, each which divides into more subtasks. So you can just keep breaking it down. Yes, Riziki Iki, it is Minecraft. Have I set things wrong? Right, yep. Sometimes I make a mistake and forget to set the game correctly in the YouTubes. Though normally that doesn't matter, and people will still ask what game I'm playing if it's not something that everybody has played. Which Minecraft definitely is a game everybody's played. Oh, I wouldn't say that. Almost everybody. One of my housemates hasn't played much of it, but that's because 3D games give him motion sickness. Alright. There. And that's like that. Alright. Oops. Oh, I caught that. That's cool. You go in there. These edge ones are the easiest to do. Yeah, and this is the... is that the main central void? No, main central void's coming up. Uh-huh. Alright. This is the main central void. Just here. Alright. I do have to wonder how much of my ADHD is sort of me always living in the future tense. Alright. Always sort of anticipating actions rather than doing them. Like, some people live in the present, but I tend to live in the future. There. You. Okay. That goes there, and then we'll move ourselves here, and we'll head along that way. There we go. Along our road. Continue to build. going nice. Steady pace. There we get going. Okay. You go like that. Okay. Right. To that. All right, that way. Oops. Got that. You go there. All right. How late are we getting? Oh, we're seeing that little glow again. Okay. Stop here. And we rest. Ah. Uh-huh. Little harder than I should on that landing. I'm gonna have to checkmate wheels. Yeah. Good old-fashioned hard landing. But we didn't take... Oh, we took a little bit of damage. I think time won't repair. And the great thing is we don't have to stretch much to have something to build off. There we go. All right. That's like that. I'm going to do a circle slowly heading in. All right. Yeah. I actually think that the color of the bamboo subtly changes depending on the exact angle that you're looking at. Some look a little bit more greener than orange. Although maybe I'm imagining that. Or my screen has a slight chromatic aberration to it, which is also possible. Hell, it could be possible that my eyes have chromatic aberration. Actually, I know my eyes have a degree of chromatic aberrations to them, because I wear very thick glasses. It causes the light to distort to a certain degree. There we go. That one's there. All right. go like that. Go there. Now thinking, there was a science fiction movie about people flying to the sun to restart it. And one of the techniques the creators made use of is that they starved the color palette of all the oranges. So everything was the so-called cool colors. The idea is that when they had the scenes where people go into the actual light, they were so much more intense because your eyes respond relative to what you've seen before. There. All right. That's that like that. And now I'm thinking of the Chronicles of Riddick, which was sort of like that. Oh, that was a... I was going to say an anime, but a movie with mixed mixed views to the entire Riddick series. I much prefer the first Riddick to the sequels. It's so hard to make a good sequel. There. All right. I mean, people widely agree that the Star Wars franchise was pretty good. There we go. That one's like that. And I'm not a continuity junkie. As in, I don't believe sort of like everything that's said in a movie has to remain consistent. But I do think that keeping sort of major plot points alive between something that's set in the same universe makes sense. Alright, there. Where we are with one of you down, okay. But making it do this looping way does have a problem that makes it harder to estimate how much I've done. Talking about how much I've done. Still working on Triple Devils. We've gotten to the technical part of the video now. So I'm just working on what is going to be a very silly animation. Let's actually do it this way. Just scan up and down. And when we hit a void, we just keep on reversing. Because I think that's actually better for me estimating how much I've done. While we're on that topic, I'll have to take a stretch and fly out when we finish this row. Go. The reason we're keeping a regular bedtime is because this can actually spawn mobs in it when it gets too dark. Oh, very hard with that one. Right. Put you away. More of that. How much are we? We've got plenty on the wing duration. Oh, there we go. Finish in this one. Okay, we'll go back along here. And I worked out that there is no real optimal route for these that doesn't require backtracking or minimizes backtracking. And discovering the best route would be equivalent to the traveling salesman problem, which is very difficult. Well, it's not very difficult, it's just hard in a technical sense. Alright. You go like that. Yeah, you're right. When we finish this, we will have completed exactly a third of this project. which will be good. Means that we'll have 2/3 to go, although the middle third will have the least number of blocks being placed, just because of the nature of this. And the top third and the bottom third will have the most. Right. There we go. Okay, got a good rhythm going. There. That. Yeah, I really think that this way of doing it is superior. Not just because it allows me to estimate how much I've got done, but also because it seems to allow me to go better, have a better rhythm. All right, so we've completed another row. That's good. All right. And this one's a nice straight one. Hold on. What's going on here? And that one's there. And you are here. That's why we keep our eyes out while we are working on this, looking for any sort of disturbances to the pattern. All right, there. Although, if we miss any and they get deeply buried, they'll be very hard to find. Well, that one's not hard to find. And there. All right. Thinking I've been making a lot less pattern errors once we've started making the actual 3D part. Like laying out the surface and the actual southern wall was a lot more difficult intellectually than this. But I suspected that was to be the case, and exactly why we did both the wall and the surface. So I would have a map to guide me on what to do. All right. We continue. That's the next part of our thing. All right. There. Okay. Go along here. I recently watched through anime, which was she declared herself to be the pupil of the greatest scholar or something like that, which was sort of like a generic game isekai anime, which had the distinction, in my humble opinion, of being completely and utterly generic. Like, it brought absolutely nothing to the genre. I think every element of it has been done before and better, and had no real ideas. That's why I don't think people really want anime or anything that is pure entertainment. So always complaining that people are bringing their politics into their anime, which is often because they don't actually understand the politics of their anime. But that being said, all right. This anime very well could have benefited from something intellectually stimulating in it. And I mean, it's not like you can't do that. There's an anime that I enjoyed quite a lot. Which is Arafura. From the weakest to the most powerful. And are we out of... Yep. And it actually benefited greatly from the fact... Are you coming to challenge me? Did you drop a trident? No, you didn't. What a pity. Yeah. Which... Oh... Wow, you threw those quite a distance. For being a silly anime, it was pretty deep on talking about poly relationships. Which is curious that you'd think you'd have more anime tackling with that problem, given how frequently you have harem romances. There's so many harem romances that are very monosexual, for want of a better word. Oh, there we go. There we go, there. Alright. And sort of like, a lot of them sort of like be mutually cock-blocking systems where everybody's been getting jealous and stuff. Okay, we'll go back along here. All right. That's good place to continue. There we go. There. And I've got that one. The neat thing is, if I ever see something that's not a square, I know I've made a mistake, because everything is made up of squares, well, any void. Alright, that was there. Go back. We'll continue that other side when we get to it. There. We've got one. So we've completed 1/3, and then we've completed, we've now in the second half of the second third, or the first half of the second third, which is, what's that? Hold on. 4/6. So that's about halfway through. All right. That makes sense to me. There we go. Americans so often complain about fractions. The reason they have to learn so much about fractions is because they have to learn to deal with the imperial system. If they went metric, they could do everything in decimals. And fractions would not be so much of a necessary skill. So you've brought this all on yourselves, Americans. That being said, I do have a certain fondness for the rational number system. And I don't disagree with its name because it's all about ratios. And also, you are allowed to reason about the rational number system in a certain formal sense, which you can't completely do with the reals, because there are more properties about the reals than there are words to express them. Although that being said, there's more natural number properties than can be expressed with words as well. Given that the properties of the natural numbers have to be expressed using words, and there's only a countably infinite number of words. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. That goes there. This one. We're sort of sweeping back and forth along that path. Okay. All right. We fill in you as well. That one, like that. So now we're doing sort of like a flood fill algorithm, which makes a kind of sense. I don't actually like flood fill, because mathematically it's the algorithm that Usenet used. Do want to get a good Usenet client up and running again. Or at least get a culture that feels like it. G+ really brought back that feeling. And I think died in a similar way. It's kind of why I understand people concerned about the death of Twitter. And Twitter is definitely dying. I mean, it won't, as I said, in other places, it's going to die the way people fall asleep. First slowly and then all at once. Tumblr, on the other hand, has felt a resurgence. I do wonder how much of technology drives a certain place's culture, and how much it is the people who colonize it. Oh, look at that. That was close. I'm talking about mobs spawning. And despawning, apparently. Okay. They've gone away. As always, the creepers are the most scary of the mobs. Because unlike everything else, they threaten to undo what the prime purpose of the game is. And there's a skeleton. Alright. There we go. I suppose the ghasts are up there with them, but the difference with the ghasts, you tend not to build that much in the nether. And you don't, and when you do, you normally get to a point where you don't have to think, what is my name? Well, you write my name as a question mark, and you typically pronounce my name like Q. If that helps. There. All right. And welcome to my stream, Lee. If you don't have one, then I call you mine now. If you wish. I don't mind. Although I can't be exclusively yours. All right. But A plus Riz. There we go. All right. And we'll go like that. We'll continue along here. This is the lowest, so the highest level of our cube. So next we'll be building these towers up here. Like that. So this is acting as a sort of foundation for those. As we build our giant fractal cube. As I said in another place, 1/3 our way through infinity. All right. There. And we've used just this stream, we've used a double box of bamboo, and we've bit pretty deeply into our second double box. There. All right. You goes there, and we will make our things like that. Not that interested in the drops from that skeleton. At this scale, it's not that important. Out go. And another line done. So we've got, what, about a 9th left to go. Which isn't as much as you'd think. This is the last long stretch. So everything else after this will be interrupted. There. All right. We're getting our sponge done quite well. Like that. I wonder what it would look like as we sort of like scan down through it. I actually do learn what it looks like. There we go. All right. There we like that. Names are complicated things. Like they say, if you know a demon's true name, you have power over them. I suppose that's kind of related to doxing. There. All right. Oh. Oops. Like that. But legally and in a lot of ways, your name is what people call you by. Oh. That one goes like that. Might do a sort of... summon lightning bolt. Hi, Ted. How are you doing? I hope it is well. Because we've went well today. Didn't get anything that productive done. Although I did watch an entire anime. Unfortunately, it wasn't one that was particularly noteworthy, apart from its complete and utter absence of noteworthiness. Which is good in a way, I guess, because it tells you what the current generic status of anime is. Let's see. Okay, you're... right. Oh, very close. So very close. And I've gone and got myself stuck. That's better. All right. This is why ender pearls are so handy. So what do we... Down to 2 rows. Uh-huh. All right, let's finish this level off. Then we can start on building towers. There's a spider down there. But she isn't going to interact with me, and I'm not going to interact with her, so we can be all friendly. Or at least neutral. There we go. Right. And we go out here again. We'll finish you off very shortly. There it goes. Hatchima, who is very much my favourite VTuber and is one of my inspirations for going into VTubing and content creation, recently posted. So it is good to hear from her again. She had been going through a lot of sickness and has been mentally and physically unwell. So it is good to see her back. And very typically, in a very typically Japanese fashion, asking, sort of apologizing for being sick and unable to give us content, which I know is... She has to sort of do that as a part of good Japanese manners, and I'm pretty sure that every one of her fans didn't at all think she's let us down. It's sort of like one of those polite rituals, you know, like somebody saying, oh, you shouldn't have, even though it is required by good manners. Alright, that. There. Okay. I wonder, I remember reading about a person who had an anxiety condition which made them very uncomfortable to accepting gifts. And unfortunately, sort of saying, please do not send me any gifts in certain American contexts is felt to be rude because it means you are expecting gifts. I'm wondering what you could do to mitigate against that. And part of me is thinking, you might ask them to donate to charity. All right. So now we start working on the towers. And first is the hut level. Like that. Like that. Oh, not like that. So we'll be putting huts at each corner of these. We'll continue that until we get to that corner of that thing. There. I'm thinking that would be the... Oh, hold on. No, we don't have a hut here. Huts only happen at corners. So this is a void. Hut. Hut, hut. Then huts here. And huts here. But no huts there because that's in that void. Like that. And so each of these 4 blocks then surrounds, becomes a base of a tower. There it goes. All right. There goes that flying machine there. And then we repeat this pattern again. So, hut. So, 4 things. There we go. There. All right. You're going quite well. basically each 4 legs supports a tower, and then those 4 towers support the base of another tower. All nice and fractally self-referential, which is what we want to see. And what we do also want to see is our bed. Killing the Ender Dragon was so worth it, but don't tell my draconic friends that. Which is a curious feature of language, because draconic doesn't actually refer to dragons, it refers to a person called Draco. Although he might be named after dragons, so there is that. Alright, that way. We move into here. Like that. Bridge across you. Alright. And we'll complete the other towers as well while we are doing this. Oops. Almost. All right. There we go. Oops, missed the spot. This is the complicated areas where having a bit of scaffolding to help move up if we get stuck comes in handy. All right, there it goes there. Oh, what did I just hear? It was like a grunting noise. Oh, there's another spot I missed. That's all fixed up. All right. All right. Second tower done. Well, second level. This level of this next tower done. All right. I think the next level is just a thickening. And then we end up bridging across. All right. No, we don't. We bridge it across after we've made the next level of towers. All right. I think this structure was definitely the better one to make because it gives me all of this sort of nuance and complexity. There we go. Right. Okay, you second level done. Oh. All right. You go there. I'll load up that. We bridge across to this other tower. The hut. And the hut becomes the base of a tower. The bridge. All done. Okay. All right. That's like that. And you are there. Now, oops, missed that spot there. Now, standard thickening run, where we just copy the level below, one up. And I'm thinking it would make sense to also put the huts on top after we've finished this. Just easier than doing it immediately. All right. You end up here, and we end up there. All right. All right, so we're now at that level there, so that means huts to be built. Oh, all right. Dunk. There we go. That indeed. All right. Huts to be built. Pants to be darkened. There. Nice. Okay. Yeah. The combination of Elytra and Ultra Jump gives me so much mobility. Hold on. Almost lost track of where I was. Because I just need to go... Need to thicken that level before I put the huts on it. Alright, there. Are you ready for some action? Well, you're not going to get any. This is all calm Minecraft block placement. According to complex mathematical patterns. Actually, writing this up in a bit of LaTeX. It's harder to write the formula than to actually describe it. I reckon if I did a proper animation, it would make a lot more sense. Ah, thank you, Simple. How is it going for you? There we go. And all right. That's another level. Okay, so first thicken and then hut. Even before that, okay, we're down to our last supply of bamboo, or pre-built bamboo. There we go. Just woke up. How's it going for me? It is going pretty terrifically. And I'm getting better at doing those landings. There. So we have about a third of this done now. And we're starting on the 4 towers around the main void. And in turn, we are starting on the 4 towers that go around the void in the middle of the first tower. And now we're going on the towers that surround the void on the first tower. There we go. So all nice and recursive, which is what we like to see in a fractal project. All right. So now we start to bridge. And this bridging layer actually bridges between all of these towers, and I forgot to do that one. Okay. Let's get back to that tower very shortly. That's not a mistake, it's just doing it in the wrong order. So, it means I don't have to undo anything, which is good. Right. How is our wings? Yeah, our wings are fine. Okay, so we do standard thickening. Okay. And then we We'll build huts and then bridges between bridges. There we go. How's the time going? Time is going fine. All right. Stretch out my legs. So I don't get blood clots. And we go up a bit more. All right. Excellent. Yep, this is the level with the huts in it. Good. Do like that. And this one. There we go. Up another level. And we make bridges between those huts, using them as bases of towers. Okay. And we're going to have to build very tall bridges to reach between these guys. Okay. Like that. Oh, this one's good because it gives us a guidance here. That. Good. All right, get back here. Load up things. I think the easiest way to do this one is to back bridge. Like that. We can look down and see guidance on how this bridge is meant to be built. In particular, there's a spot precisely here where we go across and fill that in. All done. Excellent. Now I'm going to back bridge again till we get over this tower. We go up along here. Awesome. That. All right. We'll send ourselves back along that path when we finished this one. So we are going up along this side, and we're going to continue on this tower until we reach that level. And like that. All right. You're like that. Go back along here. Although not like that. That's in the, definitely the wrong spot. That. All right. Awesome. Another bridge. We put the bridges between the bridges. All right, that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the spot for this next one here. What's the time? Yep. All right. Wait until we reach the limit infinity. Yeah. It's one of those things where this is theoretically an infinite structure. It's just that we can only grasp a tiny sliver of the limitless. And even the limited. Very nice. Landing. Put you in there. Oh, we almost got a couple of full blocks of bamboo to continue with. Don't want to lose Oof. Another hard landing. Go. Now, theoretically, I could have jumped up with Elytra and tried to land on top of this, but I have found that in my experience, if I do that, I keep on getting stuck into cycles of flying into things and falling off them again. So it is a lot healthier for me to just throw out the scaffolding and land. Sorry, just climb up nice and safely. It's not a race. It's not like I am competing in any sort of speed run of building fractal cubes in Minecraft. And because I'm pretty sure that I am the only person doing this particular task. All right. Let's go like that. All right. We go. Or into 1, 2, 3. Like that. And cross that one off. Another good basis for our building. And put that your way as well. Oh, yeah, we've got plenty of light duration as well. There we go. Maybe we need to create that kind of speed run. Maybe we do. I do admire how speed runs can sort of encourage deeper information there. And then also testing correctness. Yeah, different variants for the different Sierpinski carpets. Especially given that mine is a weird variant. Like that. Alright. And we can just thicken this level up. Now, alright. You go like that. And I continue to go like this. Ah! Yeah, there's always a little bit of a delay just from the processing side of YouTube. I know that I've set it to the lowest possible delay, but I don't. But even that means that there is a inherent delay. Go. All right. What's there? And this sort of thickening's like the ones we've done on that lower level previously. Oh. All right. There we go. There we go. So much higher than now. Friends. All right. Let's go here. We've got the void in the middle, and we missed that spot there. We missed that spot over there. We'll fix that when we get to it. Although we might not get to it quick enough. So remind me not to use the last of my blocks. That's okay. Oh. All right. We've got a little bit more left. I had some lag, probably, and then I buffered the stream. That's why you don't see stream at the newest possible time. Yeah. That's... I noticed that I've got a playback window in YouTube which shows me more or less what the stream looks like. And I've noticed that even after I've sort of like hit end play on the stream, you can actually keep running for a couple of minutes. So I think that's peculiar to that stream window, but I know people get weird delays as well. All right. There we go. Huh. Wonder if we're gonna have enough to finish this level here. No, we're not. Definitely not gonna have enough bamboo to... That's the last of our bamboo. Simply get some more, but I'm also noticing the time. So I think... Let's go... to here. Sort of like frame it nicely. Actually, let's take my armor off. Get it all framed nicely. For a screenshot. All good. Whoa. Okay. I think that is us done for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining me as we played Minecraft. We made some really good progress. And we've started on the first massive tower around the void. Tomorrow we will be, I think, actually working on some animations and content for an upcoming video. So look forward to seeing that. If it's your first time watching, please consider subscribing. To everybody who has subscribed, thank you very much. Hope to see you all later. Goodbye.